Mimi. Hi, Mimi. Hello. Hope you're having a good morning. I only have a few minutes today, guys, but we wanted to play some piano. How are you today? How are you? Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thanks for the smiley face. I appreciate you. Yeah, anybody that wants to type, feel free to put your comments down there. Mm-hmm. Mm. Ah, yeah, this is a coffee talk. So anyone that has anything, any questions, feel free to ask me anything. Piano's part of piano is part of my morning routine. So I try to play when I have time. That's like Ray Charles. No, I never said I was blind. I have eyes. I do. But Ray Charles could play blind, and he wrote this. There's this one. Oh, thanks for the thumbs ups. Oh, you think I have some talent? Crazy thing is I'm 40 years old and I don't. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate if you think I have some talent. Thank you for that, guys. This is what I do when I try to wake up and get my day going. Appreciate that. This is a coffee talk, so I'm going to grab some coffee. Let me grab my coffee real quick. This is my coffee station. So, guys, again, everybody that came into the channel gave me a thumbs ups. I still appreciate you. We have some hummingbirds over here. Let me make my coffee. Yeah, anything is on the table, guys. Anything that you want to talk about. So, even a drop of tutu. Well, you know what? If you believe I have some music talent on my piano, well, thank you. I will accept that compliment. I'm self-taught, don't have any lessons, so I just kind of play music that I want to play and it makes some people happy. But I open these YouTube channels. I go live just to talk to people. I have all different age groups that come in, all different age groups from all different countries. Very simple, guys. I just want to talk to you guys. I want to learn more about you and some of the things y'all like. And if there's something I can do to help you in any area of your life, look at me kind of like an uncle. You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a Navy veteran. I have lots of people I mentor. In case you don't know, this is collagen peptides. I put this in my coffee. It is a very good thing to put into your coffee. I'm a health and wellness coach. I sell insurance, and I'm out here in the middle of the country. So we are out deep into the country. We deep in the sticks. So, but yeah, any question that you want to ask, put it in the comments down below. Just type a question. There's my hummingbird. You see that bad boy? Oh, he's behind it now. Where'd you go, buddy? We get lots of hummingbirds come out here. I love hummingbirds. But yeah, guys, I am here for you guys. So you guys let me know, is there anything that you want to talk about? What's on your mind? Especially, what did I do before music? Well, I've done lots of things. I was in the military. I was in the Navy. I fought in Afghanistan for a good bit of time. And I've always been kind of an entrepreneur. So I help build businesses and I coach people and I sell stuff. I'm big into sales. Always try to sell something, guys. It's really good. Do it. Here's my office. So this is where I do my business. A little office here. That is my Lilo and Stitch pajamas. And don't forget, greatest country on earth, 1776. So open this up here. I will say this, Axel, one of the things I try to tell everybody is this is my wall right over here. Okay. You don't have to be mean to in your mind, but I always like to remember nobody cares, work harder, right? This is when I was in the Navy. I have all these medals that I won. And here's a few quotes for you guys. Anytime I go live, I like to share some quotes for you. Lao Tzu, if you like a flower, you pick it. If you love a flower, you water it. Very, very good advice. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. So, Lao Tzu is one of my favorite philosophers. And anytime I go live, I like to share information that might make your life better and more effective. This is my workstation over here. I have a standing desk. It's kind of cool. Goes up and down. Now, I am a patriot. I served in Afghanistan to all my viewers. 1776. This is an amazing flag. Now, if you don't love the United States, I'm sorry. I bet you haven't been to other countries. And if you have, I bet that you didn't stay there very long. Okay. Some countries are good, but I love my country. I fought for my country. Yeah. So, the question was, what did I do before music? Well, technically, I never really made much money from music. I had a couple deals here and there where I did some, I guess what you would call specialty music. I helped do some of the background music. I helped do some of the background music in with some of my friends and some bands and stuff. But music is just something that is my creative outlet. I think everybody needs to have a creative outlet in your day, right? So you want to do things that, if you want to be successful, it all comes down to your mindset, right? Cut this light on. So when I do these coffee talks, when I cut this camera on, I think it follows me. Let's see if it works now. Yeah, so when I do these coffee talks, pretty much the main gist of what I try to do is pretty simple, right? The main gist of what I want to do with you guys is this. I want to teach you guys or talk to you. If you're going through anything like PTSD, I have people that come into my coffee talks and literally tell me that they're on the verge of suicide sometimes. And it's just kind of like, guys, come on. Life is not easy, but don't give up, guys. If I can become successful in life, can I see me? If I can become successful in life, any one of you guys can. Okay? Any one of you guys can become successful in life. You just have to keep pushing, man. It's about training hard in every aspect of your life, right? Every aspect of your life, you want to, try to become better, become a better father, become a better brother, become a better coach, become a better entrepreneur. Maybe in my future. What do you mean, Axel? What does that mean? Maybe in my future. Are you saying that you want to do some type of music? Okay. Well, that's fine. I get a lot, it's so funny. I put on the comments in the settings in here, not for kids, because I have a lot of young kids, like young boys and girls, everywhere from age 9 to 14 to 15. But then I get some older gentlemen and ladies that are in their 60s. So, anyone who's in the channel, all I ask, stay respectful, right? Stay respectful. I have moderators that come in from time to time. And yeah, just help me keep a nice, it did a hand signal. Help me keep a nice, good flow in my chat. Axel, what you said you're kind of younger. Okay. A lot of the kids that come into my channel, some of them are as young as 9, some of them are in 15. What do you think you want to do when you get older? Like for real, what do you think you want to do? I know it may be kind of weird, but I'm actually an influencer on YouTube that when I come on my lives, I actually talk to you guys. My whole purpose of taking time out of my day is to talk to every one of my viewers that come in, learn more about you guys, but offer you a little bit of inspiration. I want to I want you guys to know there are people in the world that are good people and they're here to help you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to do anything but encourage you. So you maybe want to be a cop or a lawyer. Okay. Well, if you want to be a lawyer, it's no big deal. You better like to read. I have a few friends who passed the bar exam. So when you get older, if you want to be a lawyer, just make sure you have good attention to detail. And when you read things, you really want to be able to have good reading comprehension. So, and if you don't, if you don't know what you want to do, you can always join like the Air Force or the Navy. Go see the world and get a lot of good benefits for doing that. Mm-hmm. No, trust me. Anyone who comes into the channel, welcome. See you. This is a coffee talk. Very easy coffee talk. I want you guys just kind of talk to me. You're scared of planes and heights? Face that fear. If you're scared of heights, go climb a ladder. If you're scared of planes, go on a flight. Axel, I'm going to give you, I don't know how old you are. I know you said you're a little bit younger, but let me tell you something about fear. For me, I know a little bit about fear because I fought for the United States back in the day, and I can tell you this: fear is all in your mind. Okay, remember that. Everybody feels fear, but how you react to fear, how you react to the fear, is what's important. When you're facing fear and you get that feeling, and you're like, oh, and your stomach starts to turn, and you're just like, you feel being anxious, just remember this: breathe. Big breath in, hold it, big breath out. Fear is something that you have to learn to master. You have to defeat it. Fear is a demon, and you need to be a dragon. Don't be scared of things, brother. Don't be scared of things, okay? It's not easy, but don't let fear ever control any aspect of your life. Don't be fearful of anything. You know, believe in yourself, work your butt off. Don't be fearful if someone judges you. This world will eat you alive if you let fear take over. So, to be a strong man, to be a strong woman, you need to conquer fear. And that's all I have to say about that. Got my coffee now. Hmm. Look at all these hummingbirds. Yeah, Axel, I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, brother. Do not let fear, do not let fear be what dictates you. Okay? Guys, I am Coach Chris. I am a Navy veteran, an entrepreneur, a self-help coach, and someone who comes on here to kind of, you know, spread some light to you guys. I'm taking some time out of my day just to talk to you guys. Anyone who drops into the chat, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to ask me anything that you want. Okay. Nothing is off the table. Okay. My main point, thank you for the thumbs ups. My whole entire purpose, my whole entire mission for all of you guys is to teach you to become the best versions of yourself. Become the best version of yourself. You're very welcome. Axel, I'm glad you like the music. Oh, sweet. Tanya said hello. What's up, Tanya? And One Life Man. I love that name. You're a traveler. I travel the world for a month every year. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, travel as much as you can, guys. Um, I don't recognize One Life, ZZ Tops. Andrew from Agent Elite is here. Oh boy, Andrew. Well, I do remember Agent Elite. Yep. Yeah, that was a past company. No, got nothing against Agent Elite. Is that Andrew? Which Andrew is that? The dark-headed? Is that? I'm trying to remember which Andrew. Oh, you're welcome, brother. Listen, we're doing good, brother. Listen, I mean, if is this the Andrew that used to have the voice that says "I'm doing better than I deserve"? Is it that Andrew? Zarita, I remember Zarita. Guys, Zarita is an absolute killer when it comes to sales. Um, I remember him saying, "I'm doing better than I deserve." I still remember. See, yeah, brother. Yeah, so we are. Yeah, yeah, ZZ Tops. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we're doing good, brother. We're doing really good, man. We got this country scene over here. Got all this scene over there. Got my big old grill out there. Yep. Yeah, I had a little bit of yeah, I went through a divorce earlier this year and I had to and I tell this to people, I'm an open book. I had to go through some therapy, but and I met a lot of different cultures hanging out with the locals and the way they learn their culture. It's fun. Yeah, so hey, One Life, man. When it comes to travel, travel is everything. I'm so glad that you actually said you meet different cultures and stuff. Anyone who's in the chat, if you don't get a chance to travel, travel as much as you can. Um, Traveling will open your eyes, give you perspective, and yeah. So on that note, I'm going to get back here to you, ZZ Tops. One Life Man, what is one of the most interesting places that you've gone, or one of the interesting cultures that you've experienced? Because I'm just curious because I'm trying to learn. No, yeah, ZZ Tops. I am no longer in California. I moved out to Georgia I went back home to the East Coast, right? So we're out here and I'm starting my other business. And yeah, basically, just doing the entrepreneur thing. You know how that goes. But we're growing. We're going live on YouTube. I got a divorce earlier this year. That was kind of lame, but I took my cash, got a nice little house and stuff over here. And now we are uh, pretty much going straight up. So, yeah. But I will take some time just to say, let's see. Yeah, guys, playing some piano right now. This is one you may have heard of. All right, let's play something real now. Pachelbel, Canon D. Anyways, I met a lot of different people. Traveling is everything, guys. Now, I don't know if ZZ Tops is still here, but Philippines. Yep. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. Hey, that's never change. Well, Andrew, listen, anybody in the chat, Andrew is a perfect example I'm talking about. Years ago, I was with a company where I was doing really good with the company, but I had some personal issues that I was going through. You got to remember, guys, I served in war. So those are my medals, and I'm a proud patriot, but I had PTSD. And, I went through a phase in my life where it was really hard for me just to get back in society. It was so hard for me to just come back into society. And what's cool about Andrew is someone who kind of, yeah, I'd say he mentored me for a while. He may not realize it, but he was really good at a new skill that I was learning. And a shout out to him. He's a father. He was always good energy. And it's kind of sad because with that company, there was probably a time with that company where I probably shouldn't have. I'm not going to say I went crazy, but whenever you have mental health issues or PTSD, like I had, you need to get that stuff addressed as soon as you can. Because the sooner you can fix yourself, the sooner you can get back to being yourself. Because there was a time when I got out of the Navy, guys, you got to think, I had Andrew. That means a lot to me. But back when we were together, man, I had 9 of my relatives die in 2 years. I went through a divorce. I had PTSD, and I just wasn't in a good mental spot. So I got nothing for love but for you guys. And you got to admit, you were a cold-blooded killer, like in a good salesman. I got a question, Andrew. Are you still working with them, doing some remote? I would imagine at this point you're probably managing your own team or something. You're very welcome, brother. Liquid vitamins, the best way to absorb. Yeah, we're back over here now, brother. This is my new office. I'll show it to you, Andrew. So we got the standing desk. Oh, get results. You know what? I remember that logo. Get results. Yeah, well, I believe that. Yeah. You know, back in the day before I came out here, I'm starting my own company and I'm more into the insurance field now. So I build up the residuals, you know, and I'm sure you remember Brent and all of them. Well, they ripped off a lot of people and made some things happen. And yeah, but I won't get into the legalities of that. But I wish you all the best, brother, because I know you're good. Anyways, this is my new office now over here, you know, just doing my thing. And I wish nothing but success for you, ZZ Tops. Um, Going back up here, One Life Man was talking about the Philippines. Yeah, the Filipino culture is absolutely amazing. My first fiance was from the Philippines. Absolutely beautiful lady. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you're a senior sales manager. Between you, imagine John McQuarrie. I actually reached out to John because before I started my business, I almost wanted to see if I could get back in with the old sales team, but just wasn't meant to be. So we moved on to something else. But congrats, Andrew. Congrats. Ah, thumbs up to everybody. Mm-hmm. Z Tops, thanks for stopping in, brother. Don't forget, like, comment, share. Yeah, tell anyone if you're ever in Georgia, let me know. Um, Always good to see you. Elsa, welcome back. One of my moderators. Hello. Not Andrew. And if I'm good luck to you and your daughter too. Don't worry. If I remember correctly, I think you have a daughter. If memory serves me correct. Go get some results, brother. Andrew Zarita. I remember him. Oh, what can I say, sir? I'm doing better than I deserve. I'll never forget that. That day you said that just made me laugh. He's like, Andrew was a great salesperson, still is, manages teams, but he'd be talking on the phone and he'd kind of create this voice and he'd be like, oh, well, I'm doing far better than I deserve, sir. And then boom, he gets a sale. Boom, he gets the sale. And you're looking, you're like, hey, he got another sale. And you're like, how does he do it? Elsa, how are you doing today? We're doing a little bit of music, you know, a little John Legend for a bit. What would I do without your summer? Calling me in and calling me out. You got the world good. No kidding, I can't bring you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride, and I'm so ready. No one hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's spinning, no, I can't bring you down. What would I do without your shaman bringing me down? Da-da-da-da. John Legend, born John Roger Stevens, is an American singer, songwriter, pianist, and actor who found success in the early 2000s. Yeah, believe it or not, John Legend, this was one of, I only play piano on the side. And John Legend's song, that's just such a pretty song. It's not very complicated, but it's just so perfect. I have pop soft music, and then I have times where I want to be like, Love Me Now was his best. Is that a good piano too? Should I try to learn some of that one? Love Me Now? I'm trying to remember that one. Hmm. You can tell I'm not the true fan, or I know all the songs. By the way, shout out to anyone who's trying to better themselves today. Remember, it's you versus you. You versus you from yesterday. That's it. Elsa, how are you doing today? My moderator. I only have a few more minutes, but guys, thank you for all the thumbs ups. It is, I don't want to complain. I'm not. It has been a lot of work just going live for 30 minutes here, an hour here. But every time I go live and talk to people, the subscriptions go up. I got 75 subscribers in the last few days. The viewership goes up, you know. So I'm going to do my best. Sometimes if I come on here, if I'm hoarse, keep in mind I do this in between everything else I do in my day, between my training, my business. But you guys really keep me motivated to keep coming on, right? Um, yeah, you guys y'all motivate me to keep doing my lives, especially when people come in and we have talks, and these talks are actually helping them to become better. Look, I know lots of people come on lives and they know the algorithm and they do all this weird stuff. I don't want any part of that. I want to actually help each of the viewers that come into my channel. Thank you for the thumbs ups. I want to help the viewers with mindset, business, coaching, how to believe in yourself, forget the noise. Look, become your best. And that's what I seek with all of you guys. You have so much unlocked potential inside your body. I want you to open it up. We all do. How many times have I had to tell you? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. You got my head spinning, no kidding. I can't bring you down. Oh, woo, woo. There we go. Sophia, welcome to the channel. Practicing a little bit of John Legend since Elsa came in. Gotta say, Sophia, thank you for the hearts. Mwah. Heart back to you. I left my coffee. Guys, I'm getting old, I feel. I gotta have my coffee in the morning to get my body going. Shout out to anybody who comes to a coffee talk. Ooh, there's my hummingbirds. Who likes hummingbirds? Yeah. They come to eat all the. I mix 1 part sugar, 4 parts water. He said, yeah. He said, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Oh, you know what? Thank you for that, Sophia. I don't know how the microphone gets muted from time to time. Yeah, hey, it's okay. Hey, nobody's perfect, especially me. I the only thing that I'm perfect at is knowing that I'm not perfect. No, I'll tell you, man. Sometimes I wonder how I function in life and become successful because I always feel like I never know what I'm doing, but I just keep chipping away and trying. Shout out to anyone who doesn't give up. Coffee time. Mm. Oh, any of you guys into, hopefully that's better. Keep in mind, I'm out in the middle of the country. Like, we out in the middle where there's snakes and deer and all sorts of wildlife. But I want to teach you guys something because every time I go live, I try to add value to all of my viewers' life. Okay. So I'm going to teach you a supplement that if you can get it, something that's really good. It is Vital Proteins Collagen Peptide. I'll show it to you right here. See this? Let me put this back. Wow, wow, wow. Vital Proteins Collagen Peptide, right? You can get it at like a Marshall's. One tub is like $30, right? Good morning, Gracie. Good morning, Gracie. My other moderator's here. Sweet. So, guys, Vital Collagen Peptides. So, I am into kind of health and wellness,
You got to remember, I do try to lift weights and try to look my best. And one of the things about these peptides is it's got type 1, 2, and 3 collagen. So it's good for your hair, it's good for your nails. Also, I lift heavy weights, right? Like last night, I had to go chop for like 4 hours my neighbor's tree. It almost fell on their house. So, I do a lot of physical labor. And what I've noticed is my ligaments, my back, they feel better when I take collagen peptides. So get you a good vital source. Good morning, Gracie. Get you a good source of food that has protein like collagen peptides in it, typically grass-fed. Total Beets, Force Factor. These are yummy. They're like a little candy, right? Mm-hmm. All right. These suckers are so good. They're made of beets. I'll eat this whole thing. See, this is why I can't have snacks and candy. Typically, what I eat is more like this: steak, rice, chicken, good stuff. As you can see, I was supposed to finish my breakfast. But instead, I decided, hey, let's go play some piano. Gracie, how are you doing today? My Alabama nurse, who tells me if I ever get hurt in Alabama, come to the hospital. I was trying to learn that John Legend song, the one earlier. Da, da, da. Sophia, Roblox world or our world? By our world, do you mean like reality? Everybody asks me if I play Roblox world, to which I do not. I used to own the stock, and I sold it and made some money. I know it's popular. I don't know what our world is. Oh, our world, definitely. Reality. Listen, let me tell you something, guys. If you don't think reality is amazing, then you're playing the wrong game. Like, reality, there is so much to learn from physics to science to music theory to sales. The issue is most people are really distracted in their life. They're distracted. They have to do things they don't want to do. Well, we all have to do things we don't want to do, but when you make money, learn to invest it. Don't spend all your money. Put it in places that makes you more money. Do something like insurance, right? Get a life insurance license where you can sell life policies to people that will pay you for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? And then, learn something like music. Instead of playing Roblox, I'd rather come on here and play something like on piano and learn a song where I can just sit down and say, you know what? Maybe I wake up one day and I'm not in a good mood. Maybe I start thinking about things that kind of get me kind of sad or something. So I'll say, you know what? I'll just sit here and just be like, distractions and indecisiveness is huge. Oh, yeah, Elsa, 100%. And it's not easy. I mean, it's so easy to get distracted these days. And Indecisiveness, I still suffer from that sometimes because I'm always wanting to do all these things. But when I focus on one thing that I love, it seems to do well. You know, and in the future, I want to get better at piano. You know, I can play a couple little things, or something like, or, something like that. Yeah. But, I don't spend as much time on piano as I would like. And you may not know this about me, but I also play poker tournaments sometimes. I'm a pretty good poker player in the tournament setting. So I have a lot of little things that keep me busy. So doing things where other people like, instead of doing things that where other people would just waste time, I try to always learn. I'm always trying to learn. I want to learn as much as I can every day. I learn from people on YouTube. I learn from these interactions. And I'm always trying to, like, you got to remember, guys, I do face to face business and sales, especially I sell life insurance premium policies to people. I do that to build residual income, right? Thank you, Elsa. Thank you so much. When I sell a policy, somebody has to pay on that policy for the rest of their life if they want their benefits. So I get paid every time they make their monthly payment. Now, I'll take that money and I'll put it in a stock equity fund which mimics the S&P 500, or I'll find a company like Tesla and do some individual picks. And that residual income gives me the time to then do other things with my time. Now, where a lot of people would want to go out to the club and party, I'd rather take that time and go to the gym, lift weights, go volunteer, and continue to keep myself busy. Guys, anybody who's struggling with this, I want to teach you something. Yeah, thank you, Elsa. I try to be as eclectic as I can. Eclectic was a word I learned the other day. I'm trying my best to be cultured. I try to stay humble. I always pretend I'm a child. When I want to learn something, I never think I know anything. Unless someone really is just like pushing me, I'll be like, listen, my experience shows this. But you have to have the heart and mindset of a child when you're learning anything. You have to get your ego, you have to take that ego, beat it out of you, approach life as a child. Just think about this. When you were younger and you were a child, you didn't care about what anybody thought. All you cared about was waking up, running through life, doing everything you could. You had all the energy in the world. But as we get older, that childlikeness gets beaten out of us. Society will try to pull that out of us, and you do not want that to happen to you guys. We all have to work and trade time for money. But if you're really smart and you really try to study, you can take things and make life better, you know? And that's when I have these coffee talks. I'm not in here to try to sell you guys a program. I literally get on here as an entrepreneur, a veteran. How was my test? I passed. Gracie, I did. I passed first try. It has a 40% fail rate. So 40% of the people fail their first time. So I did make it. Whew. Thank you so much for asking. So now I have the ability. Yes, I appreciate that. Yes, thank you so much for that. Um, it's funny. I mentioned that on a YouTube live, and you know, it's so funny because I had literally people come in and then they'd be like, "Well, Chris, how was your test?" And it's like, that means the world to me. Not to be sentimental and blah 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 blah, oh blah blah blah, but it's like, Yeah. Oh, I know what you meant, Elsa. Yeah, it was really cool to pass because, you know, whenever you take a test on new material, it's so easy because I had like probably 700 questions memorized. But when I went into the exam, the format was different. They did trick questions. It wasn't just memorize, repeat. It was more understanding concepts and applying them to situations, which showed that I actually was able to comprehend the material. And, I'm not as smart as a lot of people. Like a lot of people think I'm smart, but I work my butt off to try to learn things. Like I spent probably 100 hours studying for this exam, literally like studying, memorizing, reading. Had the Like I'll show you guys. I don't learn that fast. I mean, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. So for me, this is an example of what I have to do when I study. So what I have to do is I have to read the material and I have to write it down. Write it down, highlight. 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 So, you know, I will learn the material, but I know some people who can just cram in a day and then go and do something. I can memorize facts and do that, but I try not to just memorize and regurgitate for a test. I try to actually learn the material. I try to learn every day. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Yeah, you do what it takes. I have found that if I read something out loud, and I'll tell you guys, and you can tell me what you think. If I read something out loud, okay, this is material that I don't understand. If I read it out loud, write it down, it makes me be able to remember it. If you write something down and say it out loud, you're physically writing it, you're physically saying it, then you're physically hearing it, then you go back over and you physically highlight it. You're hitting every section of the brain when you do that. So, um, yeah, it really makes a difference. And what's cool too is I've been working on fixing my back since my surgery. So now I can actually lift weights heavy again. So I feel like I'm starting to build a little bit more muscle, especially like in my back and my glutes, all of the power muscles. I atrophied a lot of this. My elbow, I've still been training, but my elbow is a lot better. Yeah. See how it's right here now? A lot better. If I read aloud, it makes much better. It helps much, but writing helps complete the process. Amen to that. Yeah, Elsa, I agree with that. It's just writing is probably the best, and then reading it and then writing it, and then to reinforce it, then I go over with a highlighter. My ex-wife, God bless her soul. Do I really mean that? Kinda. I'm terrible. Sometimes sometimes I'm a bit vindictive. But anyways, I anyways, one thing I learned from her about studying, because she was top of her class in China. She was number one of like 600 in China. When we were in the Navy together, she was 99 percentile. She's the smartest woman I ever knew in my life, and I used to learn how to study from her. Interestingly enough, I was better if you do like the math stuff, the quick math. Math, I'm better at processing fast. So I have to teach myself to slow down. Thank you. But highlighting, once you write something down and you say it, and then to reinforce it, highlighting in color makes a big difference. I didn't believe that until I saw that this woman could barely speak English and took an exam that she made the 99 percentile. She could barely speak the language. And then I taught her English. Once I taught my ex-wife English, it was like she learned it so fast. Supposedly I was a good teacher. I don't know if I am or not. Interesting fact, my sister says I should have been a teacher. Would y'all guys think I would have been a good teacher? Welcome to the class, guys. My name is Coach Chris, and I'm here to educate you. I'm here to educate you. Today you're going to get an A for effort. Lame jokes. Oh, do what I said? Yes, I did. Gracie, I actually did do what you said. I kept the ice on it. I elevated it. And then, yeah. Well, I thought about this. I'm going to go back to school and do another degree. I kind of want to do physical therapy, or I want to do software development, and I also want to do quantum physics. I know that sounds crazy, but if you ever wrote a book or be a teacher, you should note that speaking aloud is necessary, but writing reinforces. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thanks for that. Thanks for reinforcing uh, what I was trying to reinforce, and thanks for giving me the confirmation of the reinforcement. Yeah, yeah, right. It's what you're saying is so true. What you're saying is so true. By the way, here's my medicine cabinet. You want to see how messy my medicine cabinet is? Look at this. I got all this stuff over here. I've got this mixing bowl, food processor, all this stuff. So, put this right here. All right. Take my fish oil. Yeah. You know, Elsa gives some pretty good information too. That's why. Oh, I don't know if you guys were in the chat yesterday or it was the day before, but I had a terrorist come in who started spamming, and I know Delaney and Cameron Porter. Those are two of my. Well, you know who Delaney is, Gracie. That's my young moderator. I do not know. When I made her a moderator, I did not realize she was only like 9 years old. But she came into so many chats. She gave me like 100 comments on my videos. She started telling people to be nice. And I was just like, well, if you're going to give me that much support, I'll make you a moderator. And then I found out she was like 9. I was like, well, all right. Yeah, good advice, Elsa. But we had someone come in that gave me like 100 comments, and what they were talking about was like the Gaza Strip and Iran and all this stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate all y'all that come in. I don't expect people to take that much time out of their day. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot just to. It's a lot of work, or how do I say this? I don't expect anyone when I go live to stop in, but when they do, I do my best to engage with all of you. I kind of want to be like a virtual friend or a virtual uncle. And I've already said if my channel ever pops off and it starts making really good money, I would take that money and I would invest it into something to make I can maybe the only thing I would invest in the channel is maybe someone to help me with the video and editing and make it more cinegraphically aesthetic. But I'd kind of want to do something more like Mr. Beast. I'd want to do something with the money that would make the world a better place. And that's kind of my ultimate goal. I just want this world to be better before I leave it. You know, that's really all I want. For better or for worse. And that's easier said than done. But yeah, the elbow is looking a lot better. So right here, I don't even know if there's too much fun, but this sucker was swelling like this big. But now it's a lot better. There we go. Oh, thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, that means the world. It would be nice if it happened. I do think that building the new business in the state of Georgia, because remember, guys, I had to get real license here, but I've been doing sales for a while. I'm pretty sure the quickest route to that is probably going to be with me continuing to build my insurance business. It's just there's so many premiums involved in it that the residuals build up. Christian Sander. Hey, what's up, Christian Sander? Welcome to the channel. Hello, hello, hello. Trying to see if I recognize that name. Yeah, let's see. Wipe this off real quick. 1 second. Oh, Argentina, huh? Yeah. Well, if you're going to come, welcome from Argentina. Well, it's kind of like this. People are people. I don't judge what people want to do. I want everybody that when they come into the channel to at least be kind of screened and not be creepy. But, you can't control what people do. There's a lot of people who are creeps. There's a lot of people who do things that are just, and you got to remember YouTube is predominantly a male population. And a lot of these younger kids who don't have any interaction with people when they have like the opposite sex message them, they may react that way. But for me, I just ask you guys that if someone does that, you can always report them, you can always block them. So, yeah, if someone's not consistent, that's usually a red flag. But you got to remember, there's a lot of people in the world who are kind of questionable in their ethics. So be true to yourself, right? And how do I say this? Be true to yourself, continue to do your best, and things typically have a way of working out. And yeah, if someone keeps messaging you, you can always block them, right? So just remember, you can always do that. The only person that you shouldn't block is Coach Chris. That's the only person. As long as you don't block, I would go as far as to say the best decision you can make is to subscribe to America United 1776 and push the notification bell on, because that way you are assured that that you'll have a good conversation when we go live. Elsa, so true. Elsa, that's such good information. True to yourself, which, by the way, Christian, shout out. I'm glad you're here from Argentina. How are you doing today? Elsa. Yeah, Gracie, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Well, Elsa said, true to self, easier said than done. You got to love yourself or you'll lie to yourself, because a lot of people don't love themselves. This is where we're getting into coffee talk, okay? I believe that, and I went through this, right? There was a time in my life where I didn't love myself for whatever reason. PTSD, just so many things happened along my journey in life where I forgot how to love myself. And if you don't love yourself, then can you really be true to yourself? So you got to first love yourself, realize you are a miracle just to be alive. When your dad and your mom got together, they hooked up, the chances of that little sperm cell swimming its way through the chances of that happening and for the zygote to be created and for everything for the 23 chromosomes to come together, the mathematical probability of that happening is so unlikely. It is a miracle statistically that you are alive. So when you start thinking that way, you are carrying on all the information and all the genealogy, all the lineage of all your prior ancestors. So you should carry that with a sense of pride, right? Once you understand that and then you love yourself, now you can really be true to yourself. But if you don't love yourself, you're probably going to lie to yourself, right? Do your best. I love that. Do your best, right? And I would add, get the job done. You know, there's a couple mentalities where you say do your best, but at the end of the day, get the job done, right? You know what I mean? And I would add slow and steady wins the race. I mean, the tortoise and the hare, there's a perfect example. Consistency and discipline outweighs motivation, right? You're motivated to do something now. Woo, let's go. Yeah, I'm motivated. I'm motivated. But then you wake up and you got to get up at 4 in the morning the next day and work a full day load. Yeah, I'm still motivated. I'm still motivated. But then the next day comes. Yeah, I'm motivated. I'm motivated. The motivation will go away. So I'm a huge, and I do motivation speaks and stuff, but more important than motivation is discipline. You said, I'm handicapped. Okay. I didn't know that. If it's not too personal, I'd be curious to know what type of handicap you have if you want to share that, because I'm interested in general. But you said, so you realize that slow and steady wins because I'm so much better outcome. So I'm so much better on the outcome than my friends and family. Oh yeah, consistency is key, 100%. Um, man, I, you know, oh yeah, fibromyalgia. Yeah. The nervous system always mm, always has been fatigued, but I take my time as you. Yeah. Yeah. I think we can learn a lot about successful people that have a handicap or a disability. Anyone who's successful, I think, understands that consistency and discipline outweigh motivation. I believe that. Um, I share this with people on the the camera all the time, but I had a 15-year-old mother. I believe that also. Well, I'll say every time you give advice and you speak on certain things, you make really good points. I love having you contribute, especially you help reinforce some of my things. I know in the timeline, I believe you're older than I am. So we all start here. This is life. And then we go, whoosh, this is life. This is the time horizon. Let's say your life is here, time horizon, death. So we're all in a different time horizon. I believe Elsa is at a further time horizon than I am. Oh, you're 24? Never mind. Well, looks like I'm at a later time horizon than you. Never mind then. Well, my humor is usually part ignorance, part eclecticness, and humility mixed in with authentic, genuine curiosity. Your age. So here's the thing. In life, I have found, because I'm 38, I'm almost 40. A lot of people think I'm younger, which is cool, but I had a 15-year-old mother, and I was homeless. When I was younger, guys, I used to go to school without shoes and pants on, and I used to get beat up by everyone. Everybody used to, there wasn't enough for food, so I was really skinny. People used to beat me up all the time. And, life was not very easy for me growing up. So one of the things that made me, I started training martial arts really young. I went into the military. I used to run a lot. I played a lot of sports, basketball, baseball, football, and I was very mean when I was a kid. Like when I was younger, I had a good heart, but I remember when I was younger, one of my friends tried to do something. I tried to stab him in the neck with a pencil, like when I was younger. Like, who does that? Like in elementary school. So, you know, I didn't have a father figure around. I was raised by a single mom. So, what I'm trying to tell a lot of people is this: if someone like me can get through that and take a little bit of lessons upon that life, I like to take that experience and I mold it into a big ball of empathy. And that big ball of empathy I carry around with me. And I take that ball of empathy and I share it with everyone that I meet, because I didn't become as nice and successful as I am by, uh, not experiencing the darkness of the world. But you got to have light in this world. You got to be the light. No matter how dark you feel, no matter how dark it seems, you have to face fear. Don't be weak. Be strong. Push through it, but push through it with a sense of love and a smile and have gratitude. Yeah, I have always wondered if people are good or evil. My experiences growing up made me think that people were naturally evil. I mean, I hate to say that, but when I was younger, people were very cruel. And it was for different reasons, but I think what Elsa said makes sense. I think it's more ignorance and lack of education, because the same people who were in those situations, I go back and I visit parts of my old stomping grounds, if you will, and how people have aged, what their choices are. Most of my family have barely been outside the state of Georgia. And I lived in Japan for 3 years. I went to Zurich, Switzerland. I traveled. I've traveled around the world. I want to travel more. And what I've come to conclude is it's like Socrates in the cave, Elsa. Socrates in the cave. Everybody lives in a cave, right? And when someone ventures outside that cave and they see something new and they bring back the information, a lot of times the people inside the cave who never left, they're never going to be able to understand what you're trying to tell them. So you have to just love on people, accept people for who they really are. True love is accepting people for their flaws, right? As well, because it's the flaws in people that give you your personality and what makes you unique. It's the little flaws in every one of us that gives us a certain character, for better or for worse. For me, it's like my mom. I love my mom to death. She had me when she was 15 years old. My mom tried to abort me. Why? Because she was 15 years old. The only reason I'm alive is because the doctor and my grandfather was going to pay for the surgery. So the only reason I'm alive today is because the doctor found out she was too young. Right now, I could have all sorts of resentment to my mom and all sorts of stuff for that, but I don't, because I understand that at 15 years old, I couldn't have had a kid. Like, can you imagine that? So it's kind of like, and my mom was molested as a child and all that stuff. So what we got here? People act out of evil, yes, but I promise that they are ignorant. They believe to beat the more vulnerable is good, making them stronger because they think weakness is a threat. Yeah, there's a lot to be said with that. I think it's ignorance, and yeah, it's situation by situation. Um, what's cool is even though all the PTSD that I had growing up, when I went into the military and I went and served for the United States of America, and you know, I won 52 medals for the United States and served my country. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So one of the things that I realized is my childhood pretty much, my childhood had pretty much developed me into a person that when I went to war and I was with the team, I was already conditioned because of my childhood. Like boot camp was so easy to me. I remember sitting there thinking like, that's all we have to do? Okay. I remember that physically when we went to like some of the other training, it was a little bit tough physically, but I was able to run and I worked all day on a farm. So I had to pick up hay bales and move them all day, move hay bales and just work from day up to day down every single day, 6, 7 days a week. So if anything, it helped me become the strongest version of myself. And by the way, thumbs up or down, one of my subscribers said they liked it when I wore my American hat. So I love my country, guys. Let me know if you like the look. Strength is never a weakness, but the strongest people are usually protectors. You know, I think the best way, at least in business and to live, is to be strong enough to protect people, right? You got to be strong enough to protect people, be able to communicate, and be competent and intelligent to make decisions under pressure. Boop, 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 boop. Let me go check the mail real quick. Actually, if the mail came, there should be something there. Alrighty. Fibromyalgia. Boom. Oh, well, take the good with the bad. Yeah, I've heard fibromyalgia can be pretty rough. I think we can all hey, I think we can all agree on one thing though. We just want to live like Kitty. What are you doing, Possum? What are you doing? What are you doing, Possum? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Hey, Kitty. What are you doing, Possum? Good girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to be like Kitty. I just want to sleep on the porch all day. Well, imagine getting your buttons getting kicked by 5 dudes all day. Oh no, sounds like a rugby match. Yeah, well, I would not like that. Nah, I would not like that. That sounds pretty miserable. That sounds pretty miserable. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Well, the best thing that you can do, is to keep moving forward. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make the best of every situation. Try to figure out if there's a way to stretch or eat a certain way that helps. That's just research, research, research. And well, I appreciate that. If I bring value to you and that value allows you to just feel better, then me bringing value to anyone makes these streams worth it. 100%. All right. Let me come over here. Appreciate that. It's all about bringing value to people. All right. Not too bad. The weight is slowly coming up. All right. We do need to eat a little bit more, though. Do need to eat a little bit more today. That does not sound fun. Uh-oh.